video diary continues to document my 2023 cricket journey whilst exploring important themes I've experienced both on and off the cricket field. So previously I looked at the science and effect of anxiety, and I'll be taking a similar approach to the importance of identity in this episode. Moving forward, I'll be playing my Saturday cricket with LPS, which was founded by the Patel community in 1994 in Leeds, Yorkshire. Here's a very much simplified, brief history lesson of the origin of the Patel surname identity and why LPS was founded in the first place.
The use of surnames in England dates back to 1066 after the Norman invasion. Prior to this, most people only had one name. However, the Normans introduced names like Robert, Richard and Henry, which became so popular that surnames had to be developed to distinguish between people with same first names. Surnames were assigned to clusters of people based on identities such as their dynasties, residential location, occupation and later family relationships. Similarly in India, Patel was the surname predominantly given to Indians found in the state of Gujarat who represented the community of land-owning farmers. When these groups of farmers began migrating to the UK during the 1960s in search of better opportunities, they found themselves in an alien environment, not knowing the language, living in freezing conditions and isolated from their homeland. So what did they do to create a sense of belonging and overcome the nostalgia of India? Of course, they created 2 cricket teams full of 22 Patels. As future generations came along, they maintained the existence of the Patel cricket team whilst also integrating players from non-Patel backgrounds.
Being a Patel myself, I have had Indian ancestry coupled with a British upbringing, which makes me one of the many of the new generation of a dual British-Indian identity. Growing up, I spent most of my summers in India at my ancestral place where exposure to Indian culture in the village allowed my Indian side to grow and develop. This included playing cricket by day, cards by evening to celebrate the annual Ganesh festival, and conversing all summer long in the local language, Gujarati. Some of the conversations I can't share exactly, but I'm sure you can use your imagination. Come September, I would return for the school year where ethnically I was in the minority. Whilst initially I would struggle to re-acclimatise to British life due to dramatic changes in the weather, culture, language and general feel, I would eventually get used to it and resume rebuilding my British side. Whilst living this dual life and building both identities growing up can seem romantic and exciting, it can sometimes become more fragmented as you grow into your teens, as it did with me. Because the two cultures can be vastly different, the British and Indian sides of you can begin conflicting, and personally it left me feeling not British enough for the UK, but also not Indian enough for the Asian expectations of life. I want to use my understanding of biology, and specifically the concept of survival of the fittest, to help explain why sometimes having a strong identity is important and remaining a hybrid of 2 different worlds isn't always best.
The primary aim of all species is to survive, and one way this could be achieved was by possessing strong characteristics and identity formed by and suited to its particular environment. For example, lions and tigers reside at the top of their food chains in their natural state. Lions are social creatures that hunt together in packs, allowing them to deploy various hunting strategies depending on the type of prey, which include the siege, blitz, and ambush. In contrast, tigers hunt alone, with night vision that is 6 times better than humans, allowing them to employ a more cautious stalking hunting strategy during darkness. Liger, which is an offspring of a lion and tigress, which today are conceived in captivity, possess mixed diluted characteristics of the 2 parent species. The liger is neither social enough to hunt with the lions, nor possess enough night vision to allow hunting at night like its mother. The resulting hybrid identity and characteristics puts it at a significant survival disadvantage and would not survive in the wild even if it existed naturally. Growing up, the choices that determine our initial identity are made for us by the environment, which includes family, school, and the outdated ideas from the community, which sometimes can lead to the confusion. However, once I attended university, I was able to begin making my own choices, therefore begin to form my own identity and a healthy version of the Liger as I saw fit. Identity formation is an ever-ongoing work in progress for myself and everyone. Like the Liger, although off the cricket field my identity was fragmented, on the field my identity as a technically correct and Anchorman type batsman was cemented very early on and to this day has remained strong and consistent. This resulted in me in always batting in teams as a top order batsman with a Rahul Dravid type blueprint. To help me explain how this came about, I want to invite Alex Smickersgill from CrossGates Cricket Club, who played a crucial role in developing this identity.
So thanks very much, Vinny, for inviting me along to talk about your technique and your development as a batsman. You and I will well remember from those early days in the juniors, and for the second 11, I think it'd be fair to say that our batting was a little bit brittle. The year that really sticks in my mind is 2011, by which stage you'd made it up to the first team, and you and Matthew Hathaway were opening innings, both of you with excellent technique and, most importantly, good shot selection, knowing when to hit the bad ball and when to play defensively. And that saw us bat out the overs many more times than we otherwise would have done by providing us with that solid base.
You never tried to change me as a player. I think you recognised very early on that I was that type of batsman, that I wasn't going to play like a Sehwag. You knew that I was like that Joe Root or Rahul Dravid type batsman, and you never tried to change my identity in different ways. You always let me bat in my natural state and encouraged me. You know, thanks a lot for your support over the years, and I couldn't have done it without you.
No problem, mate. No problem at all.
So, as Alex mentioned, growing up, the junior teams and the CrossGates second and first teams I played in, because the batting lineup's been relatively weak and short, I've been able to play with that Anchorman defensive style of batting. But when I moved to LPS, which is a more aggressive and deep batting lineup, I have a feeling that I'll need to play more aggressively myself. But what I don't want to do is suddenly change my identity. Because I'm a Rahul Dravid type batsman, I don't think I can suddenly change to a Josh Buttler type. It just won't work, and I don't have the skill set to do that. So instead, when I'm faced with a scenario where I do need to play more aggressively, what I'm going to do is keep with the same techniques, to stay true to my identity, but instead of having a short bat lift and a short follow through, I'll have a higher bat lift and have a quick follow through and just make that small adjustment and see if that works out. So let's see how that works out this summer.